Last month, duty-free was scrapped in Europe, but the Channel Islands remain tax-free. Nick Knowles went to see if they offer value for money for a family holiday.
Jersey and its slightly smaller and quieter neighbour Guernsey. Home to sunshine, beautiful beaches and wealthy people in search of a tax haven. You have to have assets of £18 million before they'll even consider letting you buy a house here. But you have to be a millionaire to come here on holiday. Well, let's start with how you get here first. You can fly into either airport. Best price we could get was £109, though prices vary by £100, so shop around. Or you can travel on the superfast ferries, which cost around £200 per car with 2 passengers, so it's not cheap to get here. Mind you, once you've arrived, it's family heaven. Greve de Lec on the north side of Jersey is perfect for the age-old tradition of dam building for father and son. Another tradition, beach cricket. I ruthlessly bullied my way into bat, just to give the boys a few tips, you understand. Well, they can only learn, can't they? Yes, the England team beckons with a performance like that. There's rocks to play on, sand castles to build, and beaches to put the sand in the sandwiches. But what strikes you most is it's also clean. Being 50 miles closer to the equator than the mainland, these islands proudly boast more sunshine than any other UK destination. But strangely enough, not more tourists. As you wander around the islands, you notice there's hardly anyone here. The place is practically deserted. And it's not for want of interesting monuments to visit. This is Hogue B on Jersey, a 5,500-year-old burial chamber. But these are the kind of places I really love to find when I'm on holiday. Anyway, if you want to come here, adults £3.50, pensioners and students £2.50, under 10s get in absolutely free. Not everyone's cup of tea, I understand. Fortifications abound on both islands. There's one, and another, and another one, and another one. It's the French, you see. Seems historically they've been less than chuffed that we've owned islands only 10 miles off their coast. Still, we're all friends in Europe now, aren't we? Which of course wasn't the case 50 years ago, when the Channel Islands were occupied by Germany. The underground hospital in Jersey is just one of the many reminders of that time, now being used as a tourist attraction. Outside, a restaurant serves lunches for around £3. And there's plenty of eating options before you hit the nightlife around the island. But this is the centre of St Helier at 9:20 on a Saturday night. Jersey's capital. Not exactly humming, is it? So back to the eating, which is generally the main attraction. Half lobster, nice food, nice restaurant, nice price, £16 each, not including wine or starters. Guernsey's capital, St Peterport, is even quieter, and it's close to being quaint. It's also close to being dull. You're better off in the Guernsey countryside, where cafes overlook the sea, giving a continental flavour, croissant coffee, and Turkish delight ice cream with Jersey cream on top. So if you stay here for any length of time, prepare to get chubby. There's no VAT on the island, so jewellery is a little bit cheaper, so are beer and cigarettes. And that's still the case, even though duty-free has been abolished. And it's the tax laws that attract the rich and their toys, despite the Guernsey speed limit. 160-mile-an-hour car, 35-mile-an-hour island. Work that one out. And continuing the cash theme,
it's too expensive to get here. That's the only thing about it. It's a beautiful island and lovely people, but it's too expensive to get here.
Hotels are working hard to offer value on Guernsey. The Mallard offers diving lessons, fishing weekends, its own cinema, and packages from £200 per week. You can't fault them for effort. Similarly, in Jersey at the Fair Home in St Helier, you'll find the friendliest staff. B&B here is £26 a night. Or why not splash the cash at the £200 per night Longueville Manor, where they serve a sumptuous cream tea. So whilst I widen my girth, let's look at the difference between the two islands. Guernsey has a chapel covered in pottery. Jersey has a house covered in shells. Despite Jersey's 40-mile-an-hour speed limit, there's free motor racing to watch on the West Beach, whereas Guernsey has the Shipwreck Museum at £3 a head. Now, this part of the island's history I find absolutely fascinating. Do you know there are over 90 shipwrecks down the west side of Guernsey alone? And here on display are some of the bits and pieces they've managed to bring off the seabed. There's an old shoe here from, 1777, and a pistol, and part of a musket which they've dug up. However, number one attraction in the Channel Islands has to be Gerald Durrell's Zoo Park in the Amazing Gorillas. A family ticket here costs £19. I have to say, I'm not a great one for zoos, but the key word here is conservation. And they're just astounding animals. There's bears, orangutans, and all your favourite animals.
I'll tell you what's my favourite, the rhinoceros and the elephant.
But they're not here.
Okay, not all your favourite animals, but most of your favourite animals. See, I told you the locals were friendly. Come to these islands for a few days and I guarantee you'll relax. So, to sum up, getting here, well, it's just far too expensive, and hopping between islands isn't cheap either. 1 out of 5. Food and accommodation, 3 out of 5. Good selection of both, not the cheapest. Entertainment, 3 out of 5. Cricket with Dad, beach balls, buckets and spades. There just aren't the young people and young families you'd expect to see here. And that has to be because for the same money they can go to America or to Spain and guarantee the sunshine. It's a real shame, that.
7 nights in a Jersey guest house next week costs from £275 per person. That includes a ferry crossing from Poole or Weymouth and is with Thomas Cook Holidays. Well, that's just about it for Holidaymaker. Join us again next week for more topical travel ideas. Until then, goodbye from Spain. Next week, Stuart Miles heads for the piece of Northern Ireland's Antrim coast. I'll be spending a weekend in Tallinn, the capital of Estonia, before joining Saga passengers on a Baltic cruise. And Nick Knowles finds out if a last-minute package holiday to Greece is worth the hassle. Until then, goodbye. If you'd like to know more about the places featured in today's Holidaymaker, please call 0906 5511 500 for our information pack in association with Lund Poly. Calls will cost you no more than £1.20.